Hello everyone! In this video, I'll show and explain how to perform the alignment of the base and apply gel polish step by step. It's all super detailed. You will definitely be able to do it, so let's get started. To achieve a high-quality non-spreading coating, it is essential to properly prepare the nail plate. Let's start with a clean manicure. There should be no residues or cuticles left. The nail plate must be entirely clean and matte. To lift the cuticles, I use a nail file for natural nails. I make long strokes from left to right in one direction. If there are any bits of cuticle left, there is a high chance that the coating will flow, and this in turn can lead to peeling. The next step is to thoroughly degrease the nail plate. Make sure there is no dust under the cuticle. Wipe the edge with a lint-free wipe and a dehydrator, being careful not to get it on the skin to prevent drying. The next step is to apply adhesive preparations that improve adhesion. If the nails are moist, apply a dehydrator. If they are dry, apply only primer, also called bond, ultra bond, and so on. Each company may use different terms, but the essence is the same. After application, a sticky surface remains, improving adhesion. Apply the primer without touching the skin, using 3 strokes and avoiding layering each subsequent stroke on the previous one. Excess primer may lead to peeling. The next step is to assess the client's natural nails, whether they are flat or have arches, and how much they bend. Squeeze the free edge. If the nails bend significantly, choose a flexible base as a foundation. Before applying the base, test it. Take a file or a piece of paper. Apply a medium layer and also a hard base, typically labeled as strong or hard. Cure it in the lamp to dry. After curing, wipe off the sticky layer from the surface and let it cool slightly. Then start bending and stretching. The first base doesn't tear at all, indicating its flexibility and its ability to adhere well to flexible nails following their curvature. The second base also bends, indicating its reinforcement. However, under pressure, it breaks. This doesn't mean the base is bad. It's suitable for creating architecture and will hold length without shrinkage. Therefore, we can use a flexible base for the underlay and, for example, apply a rigid one for aligning. If you apply a hard base directly to flexible and movable nails, it may chip along the free edge. Bases also differ in their consistency. Some are liquid like water. They are convenient for correcting gel polish. This is suitable for those who have experience in aligning the base coat because speed is essential when working with such a base coat. Medium or thick bases are convenient for beginners due to their consistency. They will quickly spread to the lateral sides, making them easier to work with. The free edge of my nail is flexible, so first we create a thin base using a transparent foundation. The first stroke is made in the middle. After that, I rotate the finger to the side and very slowly use the tip of the brush to outline the perimeter of the cuticle and the sidewall. Always use the pinky finger as support during any application on the client, allowing your hand to be more stable. Then, smooth the surface, lay the brush down, and pull it towards yourself. Our base is ready and we cure it in the lamp. This underlay serves as a barrier between the natural nail plate and the subsequent alignment with an acid-based foundation, which can negatively affect the condition of the nails. Make sure to apply the base close to the cuticle, almost touching it. If there is a large gap, there is a high probability of delamination in the cuticle area. If you see any overflow, it needs to be removed before curing your hand in the lamp. In non-bulky alignment, you can do without drying. Take a drop, place it in the apex area and pull it towards yourself with the brush. Turn your hand over and wait a few seconds for the material to distribute correctly. Afterward, make sure there are no flows, and in that case, you can proceed to cure. In which case is nail plate alignment required? It is needed when there are any irregularities or if we lack the correct architecture for reinforcement. For example, the index finger is flat enough, or when the nail grows downward, we need to create volume in the cuticle area for better visibility. We use a camouflage base, push the material at a 45-degree angle to the cuticle, and spread the central part just like on the underlay. This thin layer can be called a wet floor on which our future drops will spread. Next, take a small amount of material, place the brush parallel to the nail plate, position it in the apex area, lift the brush and stretch it, leaving the material on the nail plate. It will be a mistake if you press too hard on the brush and remove everything from the surface. Our task is to lift the brush and go through the air. After that, we smooth out the material on the sides, and you can use a brush from the bottle, making diagonal movements up and down. Alternatively, you can use a thin brush guiding the material to the sides. To check the evenness of the surface, use the lamp. We see that the highlight of the uneven surface splits, similar to the figure 8. Flip your hand and with the brush create the correct architecture, a smooth rise to the apex, and after the apex, a smooth descent. We flip it back, check the highlight. If it's even without refractions, then we send it to dry. Keep in mind that such a thick volumetric layer can generate heat during drying and may burn. In this case, you need to take the hand out of the lamp, wait until the burning sensation passes, and then send it back. If you are just learning to do alignment, I recommend practicing with camouflaging base coatings. If there are irregularities, you will notice them right away by the pigment. It should be uniform. If there are craters, gray depressions visible on the surface, it means there is not enough material in that area. If bubbles have formed, remove them with an orange stick. Nails that have the correct architecture do not need volumetric alignment, so the layer is thinner. Alignment allows improving the wear resistance of the coating and minimizing delamination and chips. In addition to this, nails with alignment look more beautiful and perfect. During the application of the first thin layer, make sure that the entire sidewall is covered with material. One of the most common mistakes is not creating a support and brushing into the material. In this case, achieving perfect alignment and a smooth highlight is difficult. Try working with the brush in the air without penetrating the material, without touching the nail with the brush, and you will definitely succeed. We have done the alignment, and now you can apply color on it or remove the sticky layer. In this case, the gel polish will not spread. The only thing to keep in mind is to remove it very carefully, pulling it towards you with contracting movements, without smearing it on the skin to avoid allergic reactions. After that, use a cuticle pusher to open the cuticle pocket. Since I have a standard lunula, we will apply the coating close to it. Lower the finger slightly again to avoid flowing. Push at a 45-degree angle. At this point, we leave a gap from the cuticle and cover it so that most of the nail is colored. Turn it to the side and spread it like a fan, outlining the right side of the sinus. If you don't turn the finger, the side walls will not be painted and it will be noticeable. If your hands are shaky and you're feeling nervous, paint on the exhale. Take a deep breath, exhale slowly, and paint. Hold the brush like a fan and paint only with the tip, using small stroking movements. Fill in under the cuticle with semi-dry brush strokes, or you can use a thin brush for this purpose. Then, take the remaining material, push it towards the cuticle, and level the surface. Perform long strokes from the cuticle to the free edge. Avoid the mistake of making short strokes, resulting in an uneven surface. In this process, only my fingers are in motion. We don't seal the end because we have already done the alignment, and after applying the top coat, we'll file them for greater precision. I keep the cuticle constantly stretched and release it only at the end. You can practice applying gel polish on tips using the same movements. Start with 3 basic movements, then place the brush like a fan and make linear movements. The goal is to make the line as smooth as possible. On the second tip, practice the technique of painting under the cuticle with a thin brush. Don't forget to use the pinky for support. Now, for the second technique with a thin brush, take a small drop of material and paint under the cuticle. It is very important to pull back the skin at the point of painting. If you see hair or dust in the coating, be sure to remove it as it affects the appearance. During painting, take your time. It's better to do it slowly but with quality, avoiding flows. If flows do appear, remove them with an orange stick before placing the nails under the lamp. I have many useful videos and manicure hacks on my channel. Be sure to subscribe not to miss new helpful videos. The goal with the first layer is to create a smooth outline around the cuticle. And with the second layer, we fill the nail with color. This time, there's no need to paint with a fan or a thin brush under the cuticle because the material will naturally flow there after the first layer is applied. The second layer can be applied simultaneously to several nails. It should no longer flow because we've painted the perimeter with the first layer. The first layer we always paint on one nail at a time so that the material does not have time to flow. Top coating also comes in different consistencies, ranging from liquid to thicker ones. I like working with more liquid tops. Applying the top coat follows the same technique as the second layer of colored coating. In 3 movements, moisturize the surface, Do not seal the edge and smooth the top coat in long strokes from cuticle to free edge. Apply a medium layer to achieve a smooth surface. Turn the nail for 10 seconds, ensuring an even shine, and then cure it in the lamp. Typically, we choose a top without a sticky layer to save time on its removal. It also has a lower likelihood of causing allergic reactions. A top with a sticky layer can be used to cover designs. If the client's nails are flexible and pliable, it's still better to choose a top with a sticky layer, as it is more flexible compared to a top without a sticky layer. During aligning, position the brush flat to allow it to glide over the surface. If you lift the brush at a 45-degree angle, it may remove the material, resulting in an uneven shine. After applying the top coat to all nails, you can file the edges for greater precision. There's no need to worry about wear resistance if you performed base aligning. Reshape the nails, add the finishing touches, thoroughly remove any dust from the fingers, apply cuticle oil, and massage it into the skin. If you enjoy such detailed step-by-step video instructions, give it a thumbs up so I understand that you like it. And here is what we've achieved: a clean, neat manicure, nothing extra. I believe that after this video, you won't have any problems with base alignment and gel polish application. Also, subscribe to the channel to not miss out on new, beautiful, and useful videos. I hope you liked it. I wish you all success. And I'll say goodbye to you for a little while, beauties. Bye-bye.